If life feels too hard right now, how pain fuels unstoppable perseverance. What if the very thing that feels like it's breaking you, bending you to your limits, is actually the unseen force that's building you into something far more powerful? What if pain isn't some cruel punishment, but instead the essential process, the very blueprint for your breakthrough? Look, if you're feeling the heat right now, if you're standing in the fire, know this. This isn't the end of your story. This is the forging of something truly unshakable within you. So don't even think about quitting. Not yet. Because this exact moment, this struggle, this is precisely where greatness truly begins. Are you ready to dive deep and discover who you truly are, not when things are easy, but on the other side of this struggle? Section 1. The uncomfortable truth. Pain is the process. Most of us spend our lives instinctively running from discomfort. We avoid the hard conversations. We shy away from the challenging projects. We duck out when things get tough. We've been conditioned to believe that pain is the enemy, a signal to retreat, to avoid, to find the path of least resistance. But what if that deeply ingrained belief is holding us back from our truest potential? What if pain isn't the enemy at all, but rather the essential entry point into unimaginable growth, the very initiation into a stronger, that more resilient version of ourselves? Think about it. A diamond doesn't form under a gentle breeze and warm sunshine. It's created under immense, relentless pressure, transforming carbon into something extraordinary, something infinitely valuable. That beautiful piece of jewelry you admire, it was once just a lump of coal subjected to forces that would crush most other materials. Or consider the crucible. In metallurgy, a crucible isn't just a container. It's a vessel designed to withstand extreme heat, to refine and purify metals. Gold, in its raw state, is mixed with impurities. It's only when it's subjected to intense heat in a crucible that those impurities are burned away, leaving behind pure, shimmering gold. Your life, your challenges, your moments of deep discomfort, these are your crucibles. They are burning away what doesn't serve you, what's holding you back, revealing the pure, unadulterated strength that lies beneath. Think about artists too. Adele, for instance. Her most powerful, soul-stirring albums weren't born from easy, carefree days. They emerged from the raw, agonizing depths of heartbreak. That pain wasn't a roadblock. It was the fuel, the raw material that she meticulously transformed into creative brilliance that resonated with millions around the world. Her vulnerability became her superpower, her pain a catalyst for unparalleled artistic expression. Imagine someone like Alex. Alex was a brilliant graphic designer, talented, ambitious, with a thriving freelance business. Then, almost overnight, a major client went bankrupt, taking a huge chunk of Alex's income with them. A string of bad luck followed, a health scare, a personal setback. Alex lost everything: the studio, the steady flow of work, even the confidence that had defined their career. It felt like the world was crumbling. For months, Alex felt adrift, swallowed by a wave of fear and despair. But then, a flicker, a realization that staying down wasn't an option. Instead of retreating, Alex embraced the discomfort, the uncertainty. Every rejection, every moment of self-doubt became a lesson. Alex used the experience to completely reinvent their approach, to diversify, to build a business model that was not just about design, but about resilience, about leveraging every setback as a stepping stone. Alex didn't just start over. They started over stronger, wiser, and with an unwavering belief in their own capacity to overcome. So, what if the very thing you've been actively avoiding, the discomfort you've been running from, is actually your breakthrough, waiting patiently to happen? What if the path to your next level of growth is found precisely where you least want to look? Section 2. The unbreakable power of not quitting. We often look at wildly successful people and assume they possess some inherent superhuman strength, a secret ingredient that makes them immune to failure. But the truth is, success doesn't belong to the strongest, the smartest, or even the most naturally gifted. It belongs, unequivocally, to the most relentless, to those who, despite every reason to throw in the towel, simply refuse to quit. They are the ones who eventually, against all odds, win. Their power isn't in avoiding setbacks, it's in their unwavering commitment to pushing through them. Consider Thomas Edison. We know him as the inventor of the practical light bulb. What we often gloss over is the legendary story of his journey to get there. It wasn't 1 or 2 attempts. It wasn't even 100. It was, by some accounts, 10,000 experiments before he finally found the right filament, the perfect design that would bring light to the world. Imagine the frustration, the exhaustion, the sheer volume of failures. Most people would have given up after the first 100, maybe even the first dozen. But Edison saw each failed attempt not as a defeat, but as a lesson, a step closer to his goal. He famously said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." That's not just an optimistic quote. It's a masterclass in perseverance. Or think about Oprah Winfrey. Before becoming the media mogul she is today, she faced countless rejections. She was fired from a news anchor job, told she was unsuitable for television news. Can you imagine? Someone telling Oprah Winfrey that she wasn't good enough for TV? But she didn't internalize that criticism as a definitive judgment on her worth. She used it as fuel, as redirection. Her resilience, her refusal to be defined by someone else's narrow vision, ultimately led her to create a media empire that redefined talk television and beyond. Her story is a testament to the fact that no isn't always a dead end. Sometimes it's a rerouting to a far grander destination. And what about you? Remember that job you didn't get? The one you desperately wanted? Or that relationship that ended abruptly, leaving you heartbroken? What about the business idea that flopped? Or the project that crumbled despite your best efforts? At the time, those moments probably felt like utter defeats, like the universe was conspiring against you. But what if those setbacks were actually rerouting you, pushing you towards a path that was always meant for you, a path you might never have discovered if the initial plan had worked out? Perhaps that failed job interview led you to a better opportunity, or that difficult breakup cleared the way for a healthier, more fulfilling connection. You might be closer than you think. The applause, the recognition, the breakthrough you're striving for, it's often just one single determined step beyond the point of exhaustion. One more push, one more deep breath. So, what would truly happen if you just pushed one more time, took just one more step, right when you feel like you have nothing left to give? What hidden reserves might you discover? Section 3. The power of decision and ownership. We often find ourselves waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for motivation to strike, waiting for someone to give us permission, waiting for life to get easier. We tell ourselves we'll start that business when we have more capital, we'll get in shape when we have more time, we'll pursue our passion when we feel more inspired. But the truth is, breakthrough, true transformation begins the precise moment you stop waiting and take full responsibility for your life, your circumstances, and your future. There's no more waiting, no more blaming external forces, no more pointing fingers. Decision is not just an action. It is the birthplace of destiny. Think about Jessica. For 3 long years, Jessica felt completely stuck. She was a talented artist, full of potential, but her canvases remained blank, her ideas unexpressed. It wasn't because she lacked talent or creativity. It was because she was waiting. She was waiting for motivation to hit her like a bolt of lightning, waiting for external validation from critics, waiting for her finances to magically align, waiting for life to just somehow get easier. Every morning she'd wake up with the intention to create, but by evening, nothing had materialized. She'd blame the economy, her past, her lack of inspiration. Then one ordinary Tuesday morning, something shifted. It wasn't a grand epiphany or a sudden burst of motivation. It was a quiet, firm decision. She simply decided she was done waiting. She decided to show up for her art, regardless of how she felt, regardless of the perceived obstacles. That morning, she didn't feel her way into action. She acted her way into feeling. She picked up her brush, and that single, resolute decision, made in a quiet moment of ownership, completely rewrote her story. Within months, her work was gaining recognition, and opportunities started flowing in. Her decision created the momentum that motivation had failed to deliver. The actionable takeaway here is profoundly simple, yet incredibly powerful. Start making micro-decisions daily. Don't wait for the grand, life-altering choice. Begin with the small, consistent decisions that move you forward. Decide to wake up 15 minutes earlier. Decide to spend 30 minutes on that challenging project you've been avoiding. Decide to learn one new thing every day. These micro-decisions, accumulated over time, build an unstoppable momentum. You don't feel your way into action, you act your way into feeling. You don't wait for confidence to magically appear before you take a step. You take a step, and confidence follows. Because when you choose to take ownership, when you decide to be the primary agent of change in your life, you tap into an inherent power that has been waiting patiently for your command. So if your next level, your next breakthrough, your true destiny required your full, unwavering ownership, would you step up to the plate or would you step back and continue to wait? The choice, as always, is entirely yours. Section 4. Defeating doubt with declarations. Doubt is a sneaky adversary. It doesn't roar like a lion, it whispers, soft and insidious. It pretends to be your protector, a voice of caution telling you to play it safe, to avoid risk, to stay within your comfort zone. It masquerades as common sense, as logic, but in reality, doubt is one of the most potent blockers of your true potential. It sows seeds of fear, paralyzing you before you even begin. And the only true antidote to this pervasive internal enemy? Repetition, declaration, unshakable conviction. You have to actively fight it, not with logic, but with unwavering belief. Think about it. Your mind is constantly listening to the stories you tell yourself. If you continually feed it narratives of limitation, of self-doubt, of impossibility, that's precisely what it will produce for you. But what if you changed the script? What if you actively, consciously, and consistently fed it a new narrative? One of strength, capability, and limitless potential. This is where declarations and affirmations come into play. It's not just a feel-good exercise, it's a powerful psychological technique. When you use affirmations daily, you're not just speaking words, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. Instead of letting doubt whisper, you declare with conviction, I do not consult weakness, I command strength. Or I am capable, I am resilient, I am unstoppable. The key is consistency and emotion. Say them with conviction. Feel the words resonating within you. Consider the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill, who taught the concept of a definite chief aim. This isn't just a vague goal, it's a precise, clearly defined, written statement of what you intend to achieve. And the power comes from reading it daily, internalizing it, impressing it upon your subconscious. When doubt creeps in, you don't argue with it, you simply return to your declaration, your chief aim, reminding yourself of the unwavering vision you hold for your life. And then there's visualization. Don't wait to see results to believe in your winning. Visualize it already happening. See yourself achieving that goal, overcoming that obstacle, stepping into that higher version of yourself. Feel the emotions of success, even before you've achieved it in the physical realm. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a powerful mental rehearsal that primes your mind and body for success. When you visualize winning, you are essentially training your brain to recognize opportunities and navigate challenges from a position of power and certainty. So what would truly happen if, every single morning, you committed to reminding yourself, not just with words, but with feeling and conviction, of who you truly are, of your inherent power, and of your ultimate purpose? How much doubt would simply evaporate in the presence of such unwavering self-belief? Section 5. Identity is forged in fire. It's easy to believe that struggle, setbacks, and pain are designed to destroy you, to dismantle your dreams, to reduce you to nothing. But in truth, these difficult moments don't destroy you. They reveal you. They act like an intense, purifying flame, burning away everything that doesn't truly belong to you, every insecurity, every false belief, every limiting idea about who you are. And what's left, once the smoke clears and the fire subsides? That, my friend, is the real you. The authentic, unshakable, powerful core of your being. Think of a sword. It doesn't become a formidable weapon by sitting idly in a workshop. It's forged in the intense heat of a furnace, pounded repeatedly by a hammer, then quenched in cold water and refined again and again. Each phase of that brutal process makes it stronger, sharper, more resilient. Your challenges are the hammer and the fire. They are tempering you, sharpening you, preparing you for the battles ahead. Or consider the mythical phoenix. This magnificent bird doesn't avoid its fiery demise, it embraces it. It rises from the ashes of its own destruction, more vibrant, more powerful, and more beautiful than before. The collapse isn't the end, it's the necessary transformation. And what about a runner? pushing past their limits. There are moments in any long race where the body screams, where exhaustion sets in, where every fiber of your being wants to collapse. But it's in those moments of extreme pressure, when the runner is on the verge of giving up, that they discover a strength they never knew they possessed. They collapse, perhaps, but then they rise, fueled by an indomitable spirit to finish the race. The struggle didn't break them. It revealed their immense inner power and their unwavering commitment. Vanessa's story is a perfect example. Life had been squeezing her from every direction: financial pressures, relationship challenges, a demanding career that felt increasingly unfulfilling. She felt suffocated, weak, and overwhelmed. She believed she was on the verge of breaking. But as the pressure mounted, a surprising realization began to dawn on her. She wasn't weak, she was simply untested. The constant demands weren't designed to crush her. They were revealing her capacity to adapt, to innovate, to endure far more than she ever imagined. The pressure, the discomfort, the relentless challenges, they were showing her the true power that resided within. She discovered her voice, her boundaries, her unbreakable spirit. When life squeezed her, Vanessa didn't shatter. She realized she was being refined, and the pressure revealed her power. So right now, in the heat of your hardest season, in the midst of your greatest struggle, what version of you is being revealed? What incredible strength, what unshakable resilience, what authentic power is emerging from the fire? Section 6, Transformation Climax, from pain to power. You didn't come this far to break. You didn't endure everything you've been through just to crumble at the finish line. You came this far to rise, to understand that what you've been calling failure, what you've perceived as a devastating setback, might just be the rock-solid foundation of your most extraordinary future. This isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving, about transforming the very essence of who you are through the crucible of adversity. This is your moment to shift, to see the pain not as a curse, but as a catalyst, to see the struggle not as a punishment, but as a profound part of your process. This is where clarity emerges from the chaos, where purpose ignites within the pain, and where your true identity as an unstoppable force is cemented. You should feel not just inspired, but reborn into a profound sense of purpose. This is your breakthrough moment, your opportunity to redefine your relationship with adversity and step into your full power. Section 7, Conclusion, Reframe, Refocus, Rise. So let's recap the core truths that will empower you to transform adversity into your greatest asset. First, understand this. Pain is not a punishment. It is a profound form of preparation. It's the universe's way of strengthening you, refining you, and sharpening your capabilities for what's coming next. Second, your refusal to quit is not just a stubborn trait. It is your ultimate superpower. It's the relentless push that ensures you ultimately cross the finish line long after others have given up. Third, remember that decision is the birthplace of destiny. The moment you take full ownership, the moment you decide to act, you rewrite your future. Stop waiting for motivation. Act your way into it. Fourth, know that doubt dies in the powerful presence of conviction. Arm yourself with declarations and affirmations, consistently reminding yourself of your inherent strength and limitless potential. And finally, never forget that struggle doesn't destroy you. It reveals your true identity. It burns away what doesn't serve you, leaving behind the authentic, powerful, and unshakable version of yourself. This isn't just about fleeting motivation, a temporary high. This is about profound transformation. This is about shifting your entire paradigm, understanding that the fire isn't your enemy. It's your rebirth. You were meticulously made for this moment. Every challenge you've faced, every tear you've shed, every obstacle you've overcome has been preparing you for this very season of growth and triumph. Embrace it. If today's message resonated deep within you, if it stirred something powerful inside, then don't let it stop here. Let this be the beginning of your transformation. Drop a comment below right now and declare, "I will rise through this." Let the world know your commitment. And if you've ever felt the incredible surge of turning pain into real power, if you've used adversity as your fuel, then go ahead and hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message, someone who's navigating their own fire right now. And make sure to subscribe to this channel because we're building a family of warriors here. individuals committed to turning every single moment of adversity into an undeniable legacy. This is your season now. Go out there and embrace it fully. See you next time.